Hello and welcome. We are live from New Delhi. You're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi offers prayers at Kothandaramaswamy temple in Tamil Nadu. Also visited Arichal Munai, the place from where Ram Setu was built ahead of Pran Pratishtha in Ayodhya. Preparations in final stage for the consecration ceremony of Lord Ram in holy Indian city of Ayodhya. US forces hit by ballistic missiles at Iraq's Ain al-Assad airbase. And in badminton, former champion Satwik-Chirag, Reddy and Chirag Shetty storm into the finals of India Open. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi is visiting various significant temples in Tamil Nadu. The Prime Minister offered prayers at Kothandaramaswamy temple in southern India's Dhanushkodi. The name Kothandarama means Lord Rama with bow. It is said that this is where Ravan's brother Vibhishan first met Lord Ram and asked him for refuge. Some legends also say that this is the place where Lord Ram conducted the coronation of Vibhishan. India's Prime Minister visited the southern point of Tamil Nadu, Arichal Munai, near Dhanushkodi. According to Hindu mythology, it is said that Arichal Munai is the place from where the Ram Setu was built and Lord Ram began his journey for Lanka. Lord Ram took the vow to defeat Ravan from here. Lord Ram and his legion built the Ram Setu to reach Sri Lanka and bring back goddess Sita. This holy soil from where he proceeded to Lanka is a symbol of Bharat's resilience and ability to win over any challenge. Arichal Munai, also known as Cape Comorin or Kanyakumari Point, is a historically and geographically important area in the southernmost tip of the Indian mainland in the state of Tamil Nadu. Ahead of consecration ceremony at Ram Temple in Ayodhya, Prime Minister is visiting several temples across India. He has visited Kalaram Temple in Maharashtra, the Triprayar Ramaswamy Temple in Kerala, and now the shrines in Tamil Nadu. India's Prime Minister also performed yoga asana at the origin point of Ram Setu, Arichal Munai Point in Dhanushkodi, Tamil Nadu. All right, DD India correspondent Anbarsan Lango joins us from Tamil Nadu to talk more on this. Anbarsan, from Panchvati in Maharashtra's Nasik to Dhanushkodi in Tamil Nadu, PM Modi's temple visit throws up an interesting trail that follows the sequence of events in the Ramayana.
Ahead of Sri Ram's consecration ceremony in the Ayodhya, Sri Ram's temple, Prime Minister is observing a 11-day Anushthan around the last 11 days, and Prime Minister is visiting Tamil Nadu for last 2 days, and today he visited Sri Kothandaramaswamy temple in Arichal Munai, the Dhanushkodi. And we can see that Prime Minister is visiting various temples across Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, and Kerala and Tamil Nadu. It's significant that Sri Ram's various parts of life history has been registered in those temples. So this kind of visit actually regenerating that Prime Minister's visit regenerate that it simplifies significance that Sri Ram's consecration ceremony of Ayodhya temple. So particularly this visit of yesterday and today in Tamil Nadu, Prime Minister visited Sri Swamy temple, which is believed that it's a family deity of Sri Ram's, while the Vibhishna, the Ravan's brother, after the Pattabhishekam of Sri Ram that is held in the Ayodhya, Vibhishna getting back to Sri Lanka. So this deity has given to the Vibhishna, which is placed in Kaveri bed. After that, Sri Swamy temple has created in that. So Prime Minister visited. That is the first time the Prime Minister of India is visiting a temple of Sri Swamy temple in yesterday. After that, Prime Minister visits Rameshwaram, Sri Swamy temple, where after the defeating Sri Ravan, Sita, Ram, Lakshmana all came to the seashore of Rameshwaram and created a sand link to worship the Shiva. So in that temple plays important role and significance that one of the significant event in the Sri Ramayanam. So after that, Prime Minister today early morning came to the Dhanushkoti, around 20 km from the Rameshwaram island. From there, he visited the Arichal Murray, the end, the tip of the India from the near to the Sri Lanka. So where he played a floral tribute to there is a landmark of Arichal Murray, and also he given the floral tribute to the seashore, where the Sri Ram actually had a discussion about the rescuing the Sita from the Sri Lanka. So all these places which is connecting Sri Ramayanam and Ram's imprints in all this temple, Prime Minister last 11 days visited, and particularly this Kothandaramaswamy temple just 2 hours before he visited there, took a darshan and also performed the prayer and pujas there. And this Kothandaramaswamy temple where the Vibhishna has surrendered to the Ram's army. So across tomorrow, the Hagade of Sri Ram temple consecration ceremony, before this Rameshwaram visit has plays an important role, particularly Prime Minister Modi taking holy water from the Rameshwaram, particularly from the 22 Tirthas which is surrounded around the Sri Swamy temple and also the Agni Tirth. All these Tirthas are taken in the holy, that Purnakum, which is called in Kalasam in Tamil. So taken from that and it is sent to the Ayodhya for the consecration ceremony. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi, last 2 days, particularly yesterday, there is a 8 mandalik of group played Sri Ram Katha in 8 different languages in Sri Ramakrishna Math yesterday in Rameshwaram. So making a regenerating of Ram Katha in various languages, listening to the, particularly in yesterday's Kamba Ramayanam, the oldest form of Ramayanam, which is believed as played in Sri Swamy temple. That is also Prime Minister listening to that. So Kamba Ramayanam and these 22 Tirthas and visiting Kothandaramaswamy temple, creating a clear food path of what Sri Ram went through for his rescuing the Sita from the Sri Lanka. So Prime Minister visited all the places from the Maharashtra, Andhra, Karnataka and Kerala. So this visit, Hagade of this consecration ceremony, kind of a prelude for the entire nation to showing all this temple to the people. And also Prime Minister tweeted that the well-being of 140 crore people, he prayed for the prayed in the Sri Swamy temple. So after that,
right, Anbarson, it is said that to participate in a ceremony like the consecration, one must try to feel part of the divine force with oneself. Prime Minister Narendra Modi had himself said that. Thank you, Anbarson. We'll leave it at that, but we'll keep taking updates from you. Now we get you all the buzz surrounding the consecration of Ram temple at Ayodhya on 22nd January. So preparations for the consecration ceremony of Ram idol at Ayodhya temple are at its final stage. The large-scale rituals and events commenced on January 16th with the 51-inch idol of Lord Ram set to be consecrated on January 22nd. At the Ram temple on January 20th, the sanctum sanctorum of the Ram temple undergoes purification with water from various rivers, followed by Vedic mantras and other rituals of profound significance. On January 21st, the Madhya Divas ritual will take place in the morning, while the Shaya Divas will take place in the evening. And a captivating musical extravaganza to mark the momentous occasion for every Indian, bringing together people from diverse traditions to celebrate the consecration ceremony of Lord Ram in Ayodhya on January 22nd is being put in place. Here's a report.
Emulating the tradition and ritual of the Indian culture to divinize any good event or festival, an elaborate performance termed as Mangal Dhwani or auspicious tune will be played before the deity to radiate joy, auspiciousness and energy. Immersed in joy and devotion, the majestic Mangal Dhwani will reverberate in the temple complex on January 22 during the consecration ceremony of Lord Ram in Ayodhya. The mega musical composition will focus on the diversity of Indian culture, tribal representation and inclusivity of traditions. The entire musical ensemble, referred to as Mangal Dhwani, will include instruments ranging from native Awadh's or Uttar Pradesh's traditional musical instruments including Pakhawaj, Bansuri and Dholak to Karnataka's Carnatic Veena, Delhi's Shehnai, Santoor of Madhya Pradesh among others. Music and musical instruments right from ancient times including Pakhawaj of Bihar, Ravan Hatha from Rajasthan, Shrikhol and Sarod from West Bengal, Ghatam from Andhra Pradesh, Sitar from Jharkhand, Uttarakhand's Hudka and musically rich Tamil Nadu's Nagaswaram, Tawil and Mridangam will also add on to create a divine atmosphere on the day. The entire musical extravaganza is being orchestrated by the prestigious Sangeet Natak Academy and is being coordinated by the renowned writer of Ayodhya culture, Yatindra Mishra. A composition with over 50 exquisite instruments from different states of India will be played during the auspicious occasion. Anita Raj for DD India.
And Ayodhya's Maharishi Valmiki International Airport, which has been formally notified as an international airport by India's Civil Aviation Ministry, is expected to handle more than 100 chartered flights between Sunday and Monday, along with scheduled arrivals and departures in view of Sri Ram Mandir consecration on Monday. India's Union Cabinet, chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, had cleared the proposal to declare Ayodhya Airport as an international airport and naming it as Maharishi Valmiki International Airport, Ayodhya Dham, on January 5th this year. The airport's name, Maharishi Valmiki International Airport, Ayodhya Dham, pays homage to Maharishi Valmiki, the sage attributed to composing the epic Ramayana, adding a cultural touch to the airport's identity. Elevating Ayodhya Airport to international status helped realizing Ayodhya's economic potential, as it has already emerged as a major pilgrimage site. The city is expected to attract more tourists and foreign pilgrims in the days ahead. And ahead of the consecration ceremony of Ram Temple, people from across the country thronged on the streets of Ayodhya to get a glimpse of Lord Ram. Even people who can't speak are not left behind in expressing their love and devotion to Lord Ram. They have started writing their feelings on a piece of paper, which will be presented in the temple. And ahead of the consecration ceremony of Lord Ram on January 22nd, Janakpur in neighboring Nepal was lit up beautifully, showcasing their joy and love towards Lord Ram ahead of the grand ceremony. Since Janakpur is goddess Sita's birthplace, wife of Lord Ram and queen of Ayodhya, this lovely town of neighboring country Nepal treats Lord Ram as their son-in-law. The Slough Hindu temple in UK is abuzz with the preparations for the upcoming Pran Pratishtha ceremony in Ayodhya. Members of the Indian diaspora are busy preparing laddus, a sweet dish, to distribute among devotees, while the idols of Lord Ram, Lord Lakshman and Mata Sita have been adorned with new dresses brought from India. The temple is set to celebrate this auspicious event with great fervour and devotion. And India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed an event organized for the foundation stone laying ceremony of Kothandaramaswamy Trust Cancer Hospital in Gujarat. PM said that healthcare models are revamped in the country with Ayushman scheme benefiting millions.
गुजरात ने स्वास्थ्य के क्षेत्र में बड़े सुधार का मॉडल पेश किया है। यहाँ गांव-गांव में कम्युनिटी हेल्थ सेंटर्स खोले गए। आदिवासी और गरीब इलाकों तक स्वास्थ्य सुविधाएं पहुंचाई गई। गुजरात में 108 एम्बुलेंस की सुविधा पर लोगों का भरोसा लगातार मजबूती हुआ है।
And in a series of bilateral meetings and engagements at the NAM summit in Uganda, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar on Saturday met UN Chief Antonio Guterres and leaders from Iran, Colombia and Bangladesh and discussed bilateral ties and issues of regional as well as global importance. Dr. Jaishankar, who is in Ugandan capital Kampala to attend the two-day Non-Aligned Movement Summit, met UN Secretary General Guterres on the sidelines of the conference. Taking to social media site, Dr. Jaishankar said, and I quote him, discussed Agenda 2030, UN reforms, the West Asia situation, maritime security and the Ukraine conflict, unquote. Indian External Affairs Minister also held bilateral talks with his Colombian counterpart Alvaro Levia Duran on the sidelines of the summit. The leaders discussed bilateral ties and global issues. Dr. S. Jaishankar also held a meeting with Iran's Vice President Mohammad Mukhbar on the sidelines of the summit and discussed recent regional developments and India-Iran bilateral ties. The leaders agreed on further exchanges to take forward the agenda of cooperation between the two nations. Dr. Jaishankar was in Iran last week on a two-day visit. India's Foreign Affairs Minister also met the newly appointed Bangladesh Foreign Minister Mohammad Hassan Mahmood in Kampala and hailed the bilateral relations which are growing from strength to strength. He also congratulated Dr. Mahmood on his appointment as the Foreign Minister of Bangladesh, as the two leaders are meeting for the first time after the new government took over in India's neighborhood earlier this month. India's External Affairs Minister will travel to Nigeria on an official visit from 21st to 23rd January 2024. Dr. Jaishankar will co-chair the 6th India-Nigeria Joint Commission meeting with his counterpart and meet with other leaders. He will also inaugurate the 3rd edition of Nigeria-India Business Council meeting, deliver a speech at the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs, interact with CII business delegates and inaugurate the bust of Mahatma Gandhi. Dr. S. Jaishankar will also chair the Regional Conference of Indian Heads of Missions. India and Nigeria have traditionally enjoyed close and friendly relations. This is EAM's first visit to Nigeria, which will further consolidate bilateral relations between the two countries. India's Minister of State MEA V. Muralidharan is on a 3-day visit to Uganda. During his visit, the MOS MEA will participate in the 3rd South Summit of the Group of 77 and China. The theme of the summit, leaving no one behind, sits in line with India's vision of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The world is one family. Leaders of the cross-regional group will meet with the aim of strengthening cooperation among its 134 member states. During the summit, MOS will deliver India's national statement and hold bilateral engagements with his counterparts, especially from G77 member states. The MOS will also interact with the Indian community in Uganda. All right, we'll slip into a very short break, but still to come on this edition of DD India Live. India's HS Pinoy bows out of India Open Badminton Tournament after a straight game loss in the semi-finals.
We just don't bring you the news as it unfolds. We get to the heart of the matter.
We don't just present facts. We demystify complex social, political and economic events.
We break stories that shape the world's present and future because you deserve the truth.
I am Tanvi Taneja from New Delhi.
I'm Ollie Barrett from London.
I'm Nick Harper from Washington, D.C.
Join us on DD India Global Monday to Friday at these times.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. International updates. US personnel suffered minor injuries and a member of Iraq's security forces was seriously wounded in an attack on Iraq's Ain al-Assad airbase on Saturday. The US Central Command said missiles and rockets were launched by terrorists from inside Iraq. A number of US personnel have been evaluated for traumatic brain injuries and one Iraqi service member was wounded. Offering a sense of the scale of the attack, Central Command said most of the missiles were intercepted, though others hit the base. US President Joe Biden on Friday warned against abandoning Ukraine in its desperate fight against Russia, telling a gathering of mayors that the US must continue its support so they don't fall. Republicans in Congress have blocked emergency funding for Ukraine in an effort to push new security policies along the US-Mexico border. Biden signaled on Friday that he is hopeful for a bipartisan package in Senate on US-Mexico border next week.
Look where Russia is. Russia's lost 300,000 forces. I mean, we are now, if we don't lose our footing, in the most powerful position we've been since the end of World War II. We had that post-war period where we knew exactly what we were talking about. But now, think about it. If we're able to maintain support for Ukraine so they don't fall.
Russian President Vladimir Putin showed his intention to visit Pyongyang soon, North Korean state news agency KCNA reported on Sunday. Putin also thanked North Korean leader Kim Jong-un for his invitation to visit as he met North Korean Foreign Minister Cho Son-hui, who visited Russia last week. Russia thanked North Korea for its support and solidarity in the Ukraine war. The cooperation between Pyongyang and Moscow will be in line with the UN Charter and other international laws, the report said. And protesting against the far-right AfD party, 250,000 of people flocked the streets in Germany on Saturday after an outcry against the mass deportation plan, also known as remigration, was discussed at a meeting of far-right extremists in Berlin earlier this month. Protesters were seen carrying out placards saying "Nazis out" in cities of Frankfurt, Dortmund and Hanover, including the others. On Saturday, through a video message, German Chancellor had shown support to this protest, saying it was right and good, calling right-wing extremism and the right-wing party Alternative for Germany an attack on democracy.
Radicalism, it has never led to more prosperity in history, but always to misery and impoverishment of all people in our city, our country, and to the downfall of coexistence. Incidentally, it also leads to the downfall of the economy. And everyone must understand that, including the representatives of the economy, the trade unions, all of us together.
German Parliament on Friday approved a bill making it easier to acquire German nationality and has put an end to the dual citizenship ban. The new law is largely aimed at integration and skilled worker attraction in the country. It was put forward by Chancellor Olaf Scholz's socially liberal coalition and passed by the Bundestag on Friday by a 382-234 vote, with 23 lawmakers abstaining. With new legislation, immigrants in Germany will become eligible for citizenship after 5 years, as opposed to the previous rule of 8 years. German-born children would automatically become citizens if one of the parents has been a legal resident for 5 years. And the residents of Lerdo de Tejada, a Mexican town in the Gulf Coast state of Veracruz, protested violently, torching government palace and clashing with the police after a young man named Brandon Arellano was shot dead for not stopping his car at a checkpoint. Shortly after the incident, state's public security ministry informed that 4 municipal police officers had been detained for suspected homicide and would make their statements to the state prosecutors, adding that there will be no impunity. Sports updates now. Former champions Satwik-Chirag, Rankireddy and Chirag Shetty stormed into the finals of India Open. The Indian duo defeated Tokyo Olympic bronze medalist Arun Shia and So Wui Yek of Malaysia in semi-finals on Saturday. Satwik and Chirag, who had won the 2022 edition, will face third seed Koreans Kang Min Hyuk and Seo Seung Jae in the summit clash. And India's HS Pranoy was outplayed by world number 2 Shi Yu-He of China as he crashed out of the India Open badminton tournament after a straight game loss in the semi-finals on Saturday. And that's all for this edition of DD India Live, but do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. You can connect with us on Facebook, X and Instagram. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Abhishek. From all of us here in Delhi, thanks for watching DD India Live.